Glenwood's Emma Hughes finishes second at the Hawkeye 10 meet. Emma, there's a lot of really good runners in the Hawkeye 10. You're able to finish second among them. Just your thoughts?
Yeah, I felt good. I kind of just tucked in the first mile, and they get out fast, so tucked in with them, and then just tried to hold on when they were pushing it that second mile up those hills, and then the last 400 I gave it everything I had. So
I don't know how far in it was, maybe halfway or a little past. You guys came by here and you were fourth behind Taylor, and I think Mason was in front of you as well. Crossed the line second. Where was it that you found that kick, and kind of what was going through your mind?
Well, definitely up that big hill kind of killed me, and then back with about 800 to go, I knew last conference meet, had to just give it everything I had, and I did that, and so yeah.
What does a win or a second place finish, a good run, do confidence-wise, knowing that we've got state qualifying coming up next week, and I'm sure you've got big goals?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a confidence booster, but also going to stay humble. There's lots and lots of good girls there. We've kind of looked at the teams and the girls who will be there, and it's loaded, so it'll be fun.
How do you try to get ready for next week and then hopefully the week after?
Team-wise, we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing, not change anything, and I really think as a team we've got a good chance going into this, and these girls are very confident, very humble, but just a great group to work with these next 2 weeks, and it'll be fun.
Atlantic's Craig Allen Becker, the Hawkeye 10 conference champion here today. Craig, there's a lot of really good runners in the Hawkeye 10. You're able to get the win. What does that mean?
Yeah, it means a lot to me, and I think it just really gives a big confidence booster. Last year, getting fourth place, and then this year just coming back and getting that revenge back, I think it meant a lot to me and just showed me how much I've grown in this sport.
Looked like early on in the race, you and Trey and Ethan were all kind of running in the pack, and then you guys get to the finish line. You had a pretty comfortable lead. What was it that you felt like you did well that allowed you to pull away?
Yeah, so during the summer I trained with some college kids, and I remember being told by Jalen Peterson is that NIAC is just the power of doing, just kind of using different little tactics throughout the race. And so I used some of those lessons that he taught me to just pull away, and it really helped out tonight, and I think that it was just a really big key to how we did.
You're joined by your teammates. You guys get a third place finish here in a really tough Hawkeye 10. Just kind of your thoughts as a team.
Yeah, I think that our team as a whole, it was great just to get that pressure, and we're just going to trust the process, trust God with it, and I think Wednesday we're going to have a great shot at making it to state.
Talk about your season to this point. What do you feel like has been some of your strengths, and where do we go from here?
Yeah, as a team, I think some of our strengths is just the amount of potential that we're unlocking. A lot of people might not see it at first, and then we've just really been proving it from meet to meet, and I'm just really proud of especially the guys towards the bottom of our varsity, Tyrell, Devin, Bennett. They're really going on. Ethan, Drew, Zane, they're already just attacking each other, and then for me it's just really been a big confidence booster just using enthusiasm and just enjoying the sport, and that's been a really big thing to how we've improved.
Creston's Braelyn Baker repeats as Hawkeye 10 conference champion. Braelyn, there's a lot of really good runners in this conference. What does it mean to do it back-to-back?
I'm very honored to get first place again. I know Taylor is a really big competition for me, and she was just on my tail, so she really pushed me through this race.
Yeah, it seemed about halfway through you guys were running a little bit of a pack, and then you're able to pull away late. What was it you felt like you attacked really well in that second half?
I just knew that she was on my tail, so my goal was just to catch the gator and just get as close to the gator as I could.
Talk about this course. So what are some of the challenges of it, and what are some of the things you felt like you did well on this course?
It's a fairly flat course, minus the occasional big hills. So I just really wanted to attack the hills because hills I'm kind of better at. So when there's a hill, I attacked that, so then I could just have an easier time on the flat part.
Last year you dominated the conference meets, and there's probably going to be people that say, well, it was at your home course. What does it mean to go to a course that you probably aren't very familiar with at all and put out maybe just as dominant a performance?
Yeah, it was definitely more experience on my own course, but it's always fun running a new course as well.
If you had to rank the two, which one would you say maybe looking right now means more? Do they mean the same?
Like the conference wins? It was really fun to win on my own course, but it's even better to win twice. So,
do you feel like you're running some of your best right now as we get into the biggest meets of the year?
Yeah, I've definitely been having faster times this year, so I'm just continuing with that.
How do you try to attack this next week, going into state qualifying and then hopefully going into the state meet as well?
I'm just going to continue working hard at practice and having my teammates push me, and that'll give me the best results for the state qualifying meet.
Thank you. The Glenwood Boys are your Hawkeye 10 conference champions. Talking with Coach Todd Peverill. Coach, it was a hard-fought battle. There's some good teams in this conference. You guys come out on top. What does that mean?
I mean, Lewis Central and I can't even speak here right now. But, yeah, it was Atlantic and Lewis Central. It was a battle all the way through. We knew it was going to be close, and we were training. You know, Atlantic and Lewis Central, all three of us were battling back and forth. You know, each beat each other throughout the year, and we knew it was going to come right down to the last 100 meters, and I think it did. So what does this mean to us? We're really young. We have 4 freshmen that were on that squad today, and that builds up their confidence for next week, and hopefully they'll continue to roll right on along, and we'll see what we can do next week.
Coming into today, what did you guys feel you had to do to be able to do what you ultimately did, which was win the title?
All year long, we were trying to develop our 5th runner, and with Tyler Hughes getting injured, he's actually probably our 3rd runner. We ran today in JV, and I think his time was fast enough to be up there with Nate Rohlberg, so he'd probably fit right up in the top 6 or 7 in the meet too, so that helps us for next week too. And we were trying to develop the 5th runner all the time while he was injured, and Bryant Keller and Dylan Anderson came through, and they became more than a strong 5th runner. They're anybody's 3rd or 4th runner now on anybody's team, so that helped us out. And they're just sophomores and freshmen. So
I think when the season started, I don't know that a lot of people would have pegged you guys as being the conference champion. What does that say about the progression of you guys throughout the year?
Last year we took 6th, and we had an injury right at the conference meet that he wasn't able to finish, and that hurt us there. And we knew we had a strong 8th grade coming up, and I didn't realize it was this strong. We actually have 6 freshmen that are really good, and it helped our sophomores, which should have been a good freshmen's group last year, and they're developing now along with the other freshmen, so we're looking pretty strong for the next 3-4 years.
This is a program that has a rich history. You know, the Hawkeye 10 the last couple of years has been dominated by the likes of Lewis Central. What does this do going forward, knowing this is a really young team being able to get over the hump?
Now they're going to be trying to do it for 4 years. We've done it one other time. That was back with wasn't Johnny Fuller years, it was a few years later, but we were a 4 streak, so we got a strong enough group that we should be able to do that. Plus our 8th grade and 7th grade that's coming up are just as strong, so we might be able to go 5 if we can keep everybody developing. That's the key, keep everybody developing, so we'll see.
It's a sweep for Glenwood at the Hawkeye 10 conference meets. Boys and girls both win the team titles. Talking with Glenwood Girls coach Danny Wagaman. Coach, a lot of really good teams in the Hawkeye 10. You guys are able to edge them and bring the trophy back to Glenwood. What does that mean?
I'm just so excited right now. Everyone just keeps running well and running better and going in the right direction, and I'm just kind of giddy excited. It's fun to have both teams win.
What did you feel like as a team you guys needed to do coming into tonight to ultimately win the title?
Truthfully, everyone was a little nervous about never running here and kind of speculating on what it was like and things like that. So I was a little nervous of how we were going to handle that, but we did a lot of, some of the girls took it upon themselves to kind of reach out to people and be like, what's it like? So we did some visualizing this week, tried to keep it positive and tough and things like that. So that was kind of our focus of making sure we were in the right mental state for this course.
Emma, I think about halfway through, is in 4th. She comes to the finish line, finishes 2nd. What can you say about her night?
I'm so happy for her. She broke 20 minutes finally. She has been training so hard. She's also a full-time swimmer right now on the swim team, and I think we finally got to see her run and feel good in a race, so I'm just happy for her.
Believe it was a complete sweep for Glenwood tonight. Obviously, the boys won too. We'll await JV results. But what does this say about the programs you guys have over there and the fact that you got some youth there as well?
Yeah, it's so fun to be a part of it. I think just really seeing girls that are committed and buying into it and seeing it grow is just, I don't know, it's rewarding, and they deserve it.
How do you guys try to build off of today's performance going into next week and then hopefully 2 weeks in Fort Dodge?
Yeah, it's always, there's a system to it, but it's always a little bit of a guessing game to try to peak at that very moment on the right day and the right time and things like that. So we're just going to keep going with our process and take care of our bodies and stay healthy and see what happens.